I'm a tri-chair of the New Jersey Poor People's Campaign. National call for National call for more revival here in New Jersey. And today we're gathered here in Trenton, along with 32 other states and Washington, D.C., all across the country, for our mass poor peoples and low-wage workers simultaneous State House assemblies. We will not accept poverty as the fourth leading cause of death anymore.
All right.
Poverty that is abolishable and unnecessary. We are determined to take back the mic from extremism, raise our voices, and register and cast our votes as demands, and wake the sleeping giant. We will mobilize, educate, and engage 15 million infrequent, poor, low-wage voters who have not voted in past elections. It's time to wake the sleeping giant of poor and low-wage workers who now make up more than 30% of the electorate nationwide. All over the country, if just 20 to 30% of poor and low-wage infrequent voters were moved, they could change election outcomes and political outcomes. In many places, it's less than 10%. On this anniversary weekend of Bloody Sunday and the Selma to Montgomery March, and just a few days before the State of the Union and Super Tuesday, we are saying from state houses all over the nation, we won't be silent anymore. The number one reason poor and low-wage people don't vote is because nobody talks to them or includes their issues in public political debates. There are over 135 million poor and low-wage, low-income in this nation, and over 52 million low-wage workers who make less than a living wage in their state, less than $15 an hour. Thank you.
Good morning.
Buenos días.
My name is Rupert Hall,
Yo me llamo Rupert Hall.
and I serve Turning Point United Methodist Church, maybe the oldest Methodist church in the state of New Jersey, and maybe the fourth oldest in the country.
Esta iglesia es una de las iglesias metodistas más antiguas de todo el país y la más antigua de todo el estado de New Jersey.
But today, I serve as one of the three tri-chair of the New Jersey Poor People's Campaign.
Hoy estoy sirviendo como uno de los tres dirigentes de la campaña de New Jersey para la gente pobre.
The national call for moral revival. In a moment, you will hear more about the facts and about what's happening in our state of New Jersey, and in our state assembly, and in our legislature, and what they have done, or more importantly, what they have not done. And those running for office in the
un llamado nacional para un revivir moral. Entonces estamos aquí para hacer a la gente en el gobierno del estado saber lo que queremos y ahora vamos a escuchar más sobre la campaña que estamos haciendo.
And what they need to know, those running for the State House to the White House, they need to know that we are not an insurrection. We are a resurrection. We are not an insurrection. We are a resurrection. You see, our state capitals are not just symbolic. They are policy hubs whose decisions directly impact people facing systemic poverty and interlocking injustices.
Los que se están presentando para las elecciones, para los gobiernos del Estado, hasta la Casa Blanca, tienen que saber que nosotros no somos una insurrección, somos una resurrección.
State assemblies, state legislators, and governors make decisions that impact the poor and the low-wage people.
Las asambleas estatales y los gobernantes estatales toman decisiones que afectan a la gente pobre.
We are representing not just the poor and the low wage, but we also are standing up for people who think they're middle class.
No
People
estamos,
who are one paycheck away from problems. Amen?
no estamos representando solamente a la gente pobre, la gente que gana poco dinero, sino también a las personas que creen que son de la clase media, que están a una paga de la pobreza.
The state legislatures, the governors, they impact minimum wage, health care, public education, housing, women's rights, voting rights, etc.
Los legisladores tienen impacto sobre lo que ganamos, los derechos de las mujeres, los derechos que tenemos para votar, la pobreza, etc.
We are challenging extremism in state governments.
Estamos en contra del extremismo en los gobiernos estatales.
We are challenging poverty and low wages.
Estamos en contra de la pobreza y la falta de sueldos con los que podemos vivir.
For we know that poverty is the fourth leading cause of death in America.
Porque sabemos que en Estados Unidos la pobreza es la cuarta causa de la muerte.
You won't see it on CNN, you won't see it on ABC, you won't see it on Fox, you won't see it on CBS, but 800 people each day die due to poverty.
Esto no lo vamos a ver en ningún canal de televisión en Estados Unidos, pero todos los días en Estados Unidos mueren 800 personas a causa de la pobreza.
In the Bible, in Deuteronomy chapter 15, it says there need to be no poor among you.
En la Biblia, en Deuteronomy 15, dice que no hay ningún motivo para que haya gente pobre entre nosotros.
Now someone told me, Pastor, doesn't the Bible say that the poor you'll have with you always? The poor you'll have with you always. The Bible says that the poor you will have with you always.
Le han preguntado, pastor, dice la Biblia que los pobres van a estar con nosotros siempre.
But I respond by saying it should not be the same poor.
Y él dice que su respuesta es que no tienen que ser siempre los mismos pobres.
Poverty and low wages are bad political choices, and we cannot be disengaged anymore from the political process.
La pobreza y los sueldos con los que no se puede vivir son malas elecciones y tenemos que estar involucrados en el proceso político.
Now I'm going to talk about the power.
Ahora va a hablar del poder.
If poor and low-wage people vote at the same rate as others, every political calculation can shift.
Entonces, si todos los pobres y la gente que gana poco dinero vota en la misma medida que todos los demás, podemos cambiar el balance del poder en este país.
The Reverend Martin Luther King, who was also my fraternity brother, but we will see that.
El reverendo Martin Luther King también fue el hermano de fraternidad del pastor.
At the end of the Selma to Montgomery march, he said the great fear of the greedy aristocracy in the nation was for the masses of Negro and poor whites to come together. To come together. To come together and form a voting bloc that could change the economic architecture of the nation.
Martin Luther King dijo después de la marcha de Selma a Montgomery que el mayor temor de las clases dirigentes en este país, de la aristocracia, es que se junten los negros y los blancos pobres y que pueden construir, sería como un ladrillo para la construcción de algo mejor en este país.
Today, it is white, black, Hispanic, Latinx, Asian, and indigenous people who now represent more than 80 million voters and over 20 million who have not voted.
Entonces, en este país hay más de 80 millones de votantes blancos, negros, asiáticos, hispanos, Latinx, que votan, y luego hay otros 20 millones que todavía no han votado.
Did you know that 135 million poor and low-wage people look like this in America today?
Entonces, hoy en Estados Unidos, más de 135 millones de personas tienen esa cara, no una cara blanca. La gente que ha mencionado el pastor, los negros, los latinos, los indígenas, los asiáticos, son la cara de Estados Unidos.
60% or 24 million of black people. 64% or 38 million of Hispanic Latinx people, 40%, 8 million of Asian people, 60% or 2 million of indigenous people, and 33%, 66 million of white people.
Entonces hay muchos millones, no me acuerdo exactamente de los números, pero hay muchos millones de personas en Estados Unidos de todos esos grupos que ha mencionado el pastor. Son muchos millones.
But as she said,
You get the idea.
repeat after me. We won't be silent anymore. Thank you.
Repitan conmigo. Ya no vamos a mantener el silencio.
Good morning.
Buenos días.
I'm Blair Nelson from Water Spirit. And I'm Blair Nelson from Water Spirit,
Me llamo Blair Nelson, soy de Water Spirit.
representing today Rachel Dawn Davis, Water Spirit's Public Policy and Justice Organizer.
Está representando al organizador de Water Spirits.
And she is also the Moral Advocate Tri-Chair of New Jersey's Poor People's Campaign.
Y esto, la persona a la que representa también es una de las dirigentes de la campaña de New Jersey, de la campaña para la gente pobre.
Today, we did not come simply for one day,
No hemos venido solamente para un día,
but to launch a massive 40-plus week campaign.
hemos venido para poner en moción una enorme campaña que va a durar más de 40 semanas.
To mobilize poor and low-wage voters to wake the sleeping giants.
Para movilizar a los votantes pobres y que ganan poco dinero para despertar a los gigantes que están durmiendo.
As Dr. King amplified, we must not be silent
Como ha dicho el Dr. King, no podemos mantener el silencio
until justice rolls down like water and righteousness like a mighty stream.
hasta que venga la justicia como el agua y que llegue todo lo bueno.
Low-wage people don't have to accept this.
La gente que no tiene dinero no tiene que aceptar la situación que tenemos.
This primary season and in November,
Durante la temporada de las primarias políticas y en noviembre
we will vote our demands at the ballot box.
vamos a votar para que escuchen lo que estamos exigiendo. Presente.
We know the power that state houses have in impacting policy.
Sabemos el poder que tienen los gobiernos del Estado en hacer las políticas del Estado.
Which is why we demand the following.
Por eso exigimos lo siguiente:
Abolishing poverty as the fourth leading cause of death in the U.S.
abolir la pobreza como la cuarta causa de muerte en Estados Unidos.
A living minimum wage of at least $15 per hour, indexed toward inflation.
Un sueldo mínimo con el que se pueda vivir, por lo menos $15 la hora.
Full and expanded voting rights.
El derecho al voto para todo el mundo.
No more voter suppression.
Ya no suprimir más el voto.
Guaranteed workers' rights and labor rights.
Derechos para el trabajador.
Health care for all.
Cuidados médicos para todos.
Affordable, adequate housing.
Vivienda asequible y adecuada.
An end to gun violence, profit, and proliferation.
Y poner fin a la violencia de las armas y su venta.
Fully protected women's rights.
Proteger los derechos de las mujeres.
Environmental justice that secures clean air and clean water.
Justicia ambiental para tener aire y agua limpia.
Fully funded public education.
Educación pública para todos.
Just immigration laws.
Leyes para inmigrantes que sean justas.
And an end to hate, division, and the extremist political agenda.
Y el final al odio, a la división y a la política extremista que tenemos en este país.
As it says in Ecclesiastes 4:12, a cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken.
Como dice Eclesiastes, una soga hecha de 3 hebras no se rompe fácilmente.
Today we are joined by poor and low-wage workers
Hoy estamos aquí con gente pobre y que gana poco dinero.
and faith leaders and advocates to send a message to the legislators.
Y líderes de las FES que quieren mandar un mensaje a todos los legisladores.
Those responsible for the unrelenting policy violence against the poor and low-income people.
Los que son responsables de la violencia que no acaba, que es contra la gente pobre que no tiene dinero.
And we won't be silent.
Y no nos van a callar, no vamos a mantener el silencio.
Today we will hear from those who are faces of the facts.
Hoy vamos a escuchar a hablar a los que ponen una cara a lo que estamos haciendo.
Let us shout out all the Fusion Coalition mobilizing with us today.
Vamos a nombrar a todos los que están movilizando con nosotros hoy.
Owl representing the Ramapo Nation.
La nación de los Ramapo.
Erica Beveridge, Parents Engaging Parents.
Erica Beveridge de los Padres con los Padres.
Nurse Carol Tansey.
Enfermera Carol Candy.
Pastor Gloria.
La La pastora Gloria.
Derek Branch,
Derek Branch.
Tina Weishaus of Divest, New Jersey,
Tina Rojas de Divest, New Jersey.
Karen Sapansky of the Industrial Union Council,
De la Unión Industrial.
Pastor Seth Caperdale of the Reformed Church of Highland Park,
El pastor de la Iglesia Reformada.
and the Solidarity Singers.
Y los cantantes de la solidaridad.
Different from many events like this, I'm going to ask you to take out your phone and use it.
Va a pedir que saquen su teléfono y que lo usen.
Okay. Take out your phone and text the word moral to 38542.
Saquen su teléfono y manden un texto con la palabra moral al número
38542.
38542.
The word is moral and the number is 38542.
La palabra es moral y el número es 38542.
This makes you become part of this moral movement
Con eso usted se hace parte de este movimiento moral.
to end policy violence and poverty being the fourth leading cause of death in this country.
Para acabar con la violencia institucionalizada y la pobreza como la cuarta causa de muerte en este país.
This way, you help mobilize millions of poor and low-wage workers to the polls.
De esa manera usted ayuda a movilizar a millones de gente pobre para que vayan a votar.
And we won't be silent anymore.
Y no vamos a mantener el silencio ya más.
Thank you so much to our three tri-chairs
Muchas gracias a los tres dirigentes
for their leadership, passion, and commitment.
por su liderazgo, su pasión y su compromiso.
I am Mary Westfall. I'm a Presbyterian minister,
Yo soy Mary Westfall, soy pastora presbiteriana.
but in addition to that, I'm a human being who believes that people deserve a living wage, affordable housing, need to be able to breathe clean, fresh air, need to be seen and valued.
Pero además de eso, yo soy una persona que cree que la gente tiene derecho a vivienda, al aire limpio, al agua, que necesitan ser vistos y valorados.
And you all are a beautiful sight today.
Y todos ustedes son una vista maravillosa hoy.
Each of you took a trip, a journey throughout your life and on this rainy day to be here. And we deeply appreciate your voice, your presence, and what you will do as you continue to scatter back into the various communities we represent today.
Cada uno de ustedes ha hecho el viaje para venir hoy, para participar en esto y valoramos todo lo que están haciendo para mantener este movimiento.
So to keep things grounded in the realities here in our own state, I've been asked to share 5 facts that relate to poverty across the land, but are also here in New Jersey.
Entonces, para ponernos en un contexto de nuestro propio estado, voy a compartir 5 hechos relacionados con el país en general, pero específicamente con New Jersey.
But first, how amazing is our interpreter? Once you get clergy to a microphone, it's hard to have them talk in short phrases. You just go on and on.
Es que dice que cuando uno se acerca al micrófono es difícil hablar solamente en frases cortitas, entonces eso es lo que necesito yo para poder interpretar.
It's an occupational hazard.
De formación profesional.
But the facts that we need to hold in our heart today as we listen, as we sing, as we lean together into this moment. Pandemic relief policies temporarily lifted the load of poverty.
Entonces, una de las cosas que tenemos que tener en cuenta hoy es que las medidas que se hicieron durante la pandemia acabaron un poco con la pobreza que había.
But ended too soon, resulting in higher rates of economic, food, and housing insecurity.
Pero luego acabaron con las políticas demasiado pronto, entonces ahora hay más pobreza, más falta para la vivienda, menos acceso a la comida.
And sadly, at the same time, social welfare programs are under threat.
Y al mismo tiempo todos los programas de ayuda social también se ven amenazados.
They're under threat by calls for enhanced work requirements, budgetary cuts, and partisan politics.
Se ven amenazados porque quieren imponer más restricciones para que la gente reciba dinero, porque hay políticas que no están a favor de estos programas.
So you all know what the minimum wage is here in New Jersey, right?
Todos saben lo que es el sueldo mínimo aquí en New Jersey.
$15, 13 cents. At this wage, an individual must work 95 hours a week to afford a modest two-bedroom apartment.
Con el sueldo mínimo en el estado de New Jersey, una persona tiene que trabajar 95 horas a la semana para poder alquilar un apartamento pequeño de 2 habitaciones.
I guess I want to amplify that again. At $15.13, you'd have to work 95 hours a week to be able to afford housing in this state.
Entonces en New Jersey quiero recalcar, con un sueldo mínimo de $15.13, uno tiene que trabajar 95 horas a la semana para poder tener vivienda en este estado.
Can I hear some outrage?
¿Quieres saber si estamos todos enfadados?
In one of the wealthiest nations in the world.
En uno de los países más ricos del mundo.
In New Jersey, there are 1,126,877 people.
En el estado de New Jersey hay bastante más de 1 millón de personas.
25.3% of the workforce.
El 25,3% de la fuerza laboral.
So a quarter of our workforce, a quarter of our siblings, a quarter of our neighbors earn less than $15 an hour.
Entonces, la cuarta parte de la fuerza laboral en este estado gana menos de $50 la hora. Son nuestros vecinos, nuestros hermanos, la gente que trabaja con nosotros.
We'll take a little more outrage now, please.
Un poco más de enfado.
You all have said several times today you're not going to keep silent, so I'm a minister and I'm going to hold you to it.
Entonces, ustedes han dicho varias veces hoy que no van a mantener el silencio. Yo soy pastora y ahora voy a decir que hablen.
There were 55 voter restrictive bills introduced between 2020 and 2023.
Entonces, entre 2020 y 2023 se presentaron legislación 55 veces para limitar el voto, el acceso al voto.
And 8 anti-LGBTQ+ laws introduced in 2023.
Y en el 23, 8 proyectos de ley contra la comunidad LGBTI.
2 voter restrictive bills were enacted.
2 proyectos de ley se cumplieron,
But none of the anti-LGBTQ+ laws were passed.
pero ninguna de las leyes contra la comunidad LGBTI fueron aprobadas.
Here comes another big number to translate.
Va a ser otro número grande. Yo voy a dar un número más o menos aproximado.
In New Jersey, there are 1,407,710 poor and low-income eligible voters.
En el estado de New Jersey hay más de 1,4 millones de votantes, gente elegible para votar, que es gente pobre que gana poco dinero.
Okay, I didn't write this stuff, but you're going to love this next couple sentences.
Okay, tú lo has escrito
Including
bien.
872,280 white voters,
Eso incluye más de 800,000 votantes blancos,
219,878 Latina voters,
más de 200,000 votantes latinos,
36,268 Asian voters,
más de 36,000 votantes asiáticos,
212,354 black voters,
más de 200,000 votantes negros,
and 185 indigenous voters.
Y 185 votantes indígenas.
Together, that group accounts for 16.7% of the electorate. 16.
Todo esto juntos es un 16% del electorado del estado de New Jersey.
Those are low-income eligible voters who may need some support in showing up to vote, or may need some assistance in getting to a polling place.
Es gente que es elegible para votar, gente que gana poco dinero, que puede necesitar apoyo para ayudarles a llegar a los sitios donde se vota en este estado.
Muchísimas gracias. So, with all of that information and all the words and numbers floating in the air and in our hearts, I get to have the joy of saying, we're going to stop talking for a while and go to some music. So thanks, Solidarity Speakers.
Entonces dice que de momento vamos a dejar de hablar y vamos a escuchar un poco más de música de los cantantes de la solidaridad.
We'll sing the chorus twice in the theater. What are we gonna vote for? What are we gonna vote for? One more time. What are we gonna vote for? What are we gonna vote for? What are we gonna vote for? We're gonna vote for a living wage, decent job with a living wage. Vote for jobs with justice on election day. What are we gonna vote? What are we gonna vote for? What are we gonna vote for on election day? We're gonna vote for health care, universal health care. Health care with prescription drugs on election day. What are we gonna vote on? What are we gonna vote for? What are we gonna vote for? Vote for reproductive rights, protect the woman's right to choose. LGBTQ on election day. What are we gonna vote for? What are we gonna vote for? What are we gonna vote for on election day? We're gonna vote against corporate greed, too much going into the top. Higher taxes on the rich on election day. What are we gonna vote for? What are we gonna vote for? What are we gonna vote for on election day? Children take priority everywhere across the land. We're gonna vote for public schools on election day. What are we gonna vote for? What are we gonna vote for? What are we gonna vote for on election day? Take back the Congress, sweep away the right-wing crowd. Vote the votes out, say it loud on election day. What are we gonna vote for? What are we gonna vote for? What are we gonna vote for on election? One more time. What are we gonna vote for? What are we gonna vote for? What are we gonna vote for on election day? Thank you very much. We'll do another song since the next speaker doesn't seem to be ready. Okay. We're gonna let Karen lead.
Yes.
Another great composition by Yara.
Yeah, you're going to be after that. Just hang.
This is based on a song that Yara said is a traditional African-American gospel song. And the words are real easy. It's come on, come on, come on, don't you want to vote? Come on, come on, come on, don't you want to vote? Come on, come on, come on, don't you want to vote? Yes, we want to vote. Okay, let's get the beat going here. Come on, come on, come on, don't you want to vote? Come on, come on, come on, don't you want to vote? Come on, come on, come on, don't you want to vote? Yes, we want to vote. Have you registered somebody? Don't you want to vote? Have you registered somebody? Don't you want to vote? Have you registered somebody? Don't you want to vote? Yes, we want to vote. Will you meet me at the polling place? Don't you want to vote? Will you meet me at the polling place? Don't you want to vote? Will you meet me at the polling place? Don't you want to vote? Yes, I want to vote. Do it for the children. Don't you want to vote? Do it for the children. Don't you want to vote? Do it for the children. Don't you want to vote? Yes, I want to vote. Go and raise your voices. Yes, I want to vote. Go and raise your voices. Don't you want to vote? Go and raise your voices. Don't you want to vote? Yes, I want to vote. Come on, come on, come on. Don't you want to vote? Come on, come on, come on. Don't you want to vote? Come on, come on, come on. Don't you want to vote? Yes, I want to vote.
Good afternoon. This is the litany for a call to action. The refrain is going to be forward, together, not one step back. So after each one of us speak, say forward, together, not one step back. With a collective spirit of unity simultaneously all across the nation and unwavering resolve, we come together today to take back the mic from extremists, raise our voices and votes, and make our powerful felt from the State House to the White House, to wake the sleeping giant and to be a resurrection, not an insurrection. Forward, together, not one step back.
We refuse to accept poverty as the fourth leading cause of death. Somebody hurting our brothers and sisters and our people, we demand justice, compassion, and unity as we stand together across all races, creeds, colors, sexualities, and geographies. Every faith tradition calls us to defend the rights of the poor. Our Constitution requires us to establish justice and promote the general welfare of all. Forward together, not one step back.
Nos negamos a aceptar la pobreza como la cuarta causa de muerte en este país, alguien que hace daño a nuestros hermanos y nuestras hermanas. Exigimos la justicia, la compasión, la unidad y estamos juntos con todas las razas, todas las creencias, todos los colores, todas las sexualidades y todas las geografías. Cada tradición de la fe nos llama para que defendamos los derechos de los pobres. Nuestra Constitución nos requiere que establezcamos la justicia y que promovamos el bienestar para todos. Hacia adelante todos y ni un paso para atrás.
Forward together, we will take back the mic. We will voice our demands and register our votes, which make up more than 30% of the nation's electorate. We demand an end to poverty as the fourth leading cause of death. We demand a living wage.
Hacia adelante todos juntos vamos a retomar el micrófono. Vamos a dar voz a nuestras exigencias y vamos a registrar nuestros votos, que somos más del 30% del electorado de esta nación. Exigimos el fin a la pobreza como la cuarta causa de muerte en este país. Exigimos un sueldo mínimo por lo menos de $15 por hora.
Forward together. We demand an end to voter suppression, and we call for the expansion of voting rights.
Exigimos el fin a la supresión del voto y la expansión de nuestros derechos al voto.
We demand fully funded public education for all.
Exigimos educación pública completamente financiada para todos.
We demand health care for all. We demand affordable and adequate housing for all.
Vivienda adecuada y asequible para todos.
We demand worker and labor rights.
Exigimos el derecho laboral y el derecho del trabajador.
We demand the protection of women's rights to their bodies.
Exigimos la protección de los derechos de las mujeres a decidir qué hacen con sus cuerpos.
We demand an end to gun violence.
Exigimos el fin a la violencia de las armas.
We demand clean water and clean air.
Exigimos el aire y el agua limpios.
We demand environmental justice.
Exigimos la justicia ambiental.
We demand an end to the profiteering and the proliferation of guns.
Exigimos el fin a la proliferación de las armas y que se gane dinero con ellas.
We demand just immigration laws.
Exigimos leyes justas para la inmigración.
And we demand that love and justice, not hate and violence, guide our public policy. Forward together.
Exigimos que el amor y la justicia sea la base de nuestra política pública, no el odio y la violencia.
Forward together, saints. We will not let the shadows of hate and apathy linger.
No vamos a dejar que el odio y la apatía sigan existiendo.
Together, we come to take back the mic from the extremists.
Juntos hemos venido para retomar el micrófono del extremista.
We raise our voices and cast our votes against voter suppression.
Levantamos nuestras voces y votamos contra la supresión del voto.
We will wake the sleeping giant. We are not an insurrection.
Vamos a despertar al gigante durmiente. No somos una insurrección.
We are the resurrection, and we won't be silent anymore.
Somos la resurrección y no vamos a mantener el silencio ya más.
Forward together, not one step back.
Adelante, ni un paso para atrás.
Forward together. So now we're to put a face on these issues. These numbers are not just numbers, they're people. We call on poor and low-wage workers and faith leaders to testify and to make a case for why it's time to take back the mic from extremists. to raise our voices and votes and wake up the sleeping giant and be a resurrection, not an insurrection.
Entonces, estos no son números, son personas. Llamamos a los pobres y a la gente que gana poco dinero y a los líderes en la fe para testificar, para explicar por qué vamos a retomar el micrófono de los extremistas. Vamos a levantar nuestras voces y nuestros votos. Vamos a despertar al gigante durmiente. Vamos a hacer una resurrección, no una insurrección.
Now we're going to bring up our speakers.
Y ahora van a venir los que van a hablar.
Derek Branch, Owl, Cheryl Snyder, Carol Tansey, and Pastor Seth Copperfield.
Hello, my name is Derek Branch. I'm a lifetime resident of Trenton, New Jersey.
Me llamo Derek Branch, soy residente de Trenton, New Jersey.
I'll be 61 May 4th.
El 4 de mayo voy a tener
And in
61.
1968, I went to have a tour at Washington, D.C. It was awesome, and we also went to see the original Poor People's March.
En el 68 fuimos a Washington, D.C. Vimos la marcha
It's a
original de
great,
la calle pobre.
it's a great honor for me to be up here today.
Es un honor para mí estar aquí hoy.
What I'm about to say is a poem called Poverty Pro. It's from my experience at being a poverty person and learning how to, I guess, not really be content, but to be content. Because I know life ain't fair.
Entonces va a leer un poema que se relaciona con la pobreza, que ha aceptado cómo vivir con la pobreza, pero no está contento con la pobreza.
This is just my point of view, though, people.
Es solamente mi punto de vista.
I believe we live in a country where poverty has been industrialized. We know that $1 trumps the voice of 10 sensible people in this country. Trump. Just think about that. So I think being poor is an industry for some people. I think every poor person serves some kind of a goal. People get rich off of us. You got doctors getting Medicare, you got the police. Keeping us poor is keeping people with big houses. So I think poorness is a part of this country. We get to seem like we have to have it. But I said that just to say this. God bless the child who has his own. And those who don't, he seems to leave them alone. Those who have more, they tend to get a lot. But those who have less seem to lose what they got. Now the poor gets poorer as the rich gets richer. There's no more truer or clearer picture. As a matter of fact, let it be said, let the living live, let the dead be dead. Let those who have ears hear and listen, and those who have minds, let them pay attention. Because that's what makes me a poverty pro. I've been down further than I thought I'd ever go. Down so low, feel like I'm a part of the flow. Yes, that's what makes me a poverty pro. Below the level of poverty, I'm down on my luck. In the clutches of financial gravity, I'm trapped and stuck. I live out of a bag. Around this town, I must drag. Don't even have a tub when I want to take a bath. I eat at the city soup kitchen, waiting long lines, listening to people who won't stop complaining about free food and stuff that was freely given. Now, if it was up to me, but being that it isn't, I keep my opinions to myself and I mind my own business. Because that's what makes me a poverty pro. Down further than I thought I'd ever go. Down so low, feel like I am a part of the flow. Yes, that's what makes me a poverty pro. I don't have the money to wash my clothes. Can't afford the tissue to blow my nose. And what you know, I have a cold. I sleep in a different bed every night of the week. At the city's men's shelter among men who reek and stink. Bum cigarettes, because of nicotine, I'm addicted. Or I'm forced to pick the ones from the ground that people has discarded. Of this I feel pain, regret, and shame. And my poverty is the only thing I have to blame. Now that's what makes me a poverty pro. Down further than I thought I'd ever go. Down so low, feel like I'm a part of the flow. Yes, that's what makes me a poverty pro. Rise our voices and vote and make our power felt from the State House to the White House. Thank you.
Vamos a levantar las voces para que nos escuchen desde la capital del estado a la Casa Blanca.
Kishalamo Quang, Quingowich Mayo, Ninjusinzi Kokos Ramapo, Nawalataman Dak, Ato, Ramapo, Munsi, Nabe Anishnabe, Anashi Kishalamo Quang, Anashi Kwachi Manaju, Elamiliang, Gaganai Ki, Walk MB, Walk Kashon, Walk Tindao. I'm Al from the Ramapo Munsi Lenape Nation of the Deer Clan, and the words I came to you with are the words of the Munsi language, the original language of these lands.
Yo soy de la nación Ramapo y he hablado con ustedes ahora con la lengua original de nuestra tribu, de nuestro grupo.
And the words I said in English are a prayer of thanks.
Y las palabras que he dicho son una oración para dar las gracias.
Thank you, Kishalamo-Quang, who created us from thought, for giving us the earth, the waters, wind, and fire.
Gracias al que nos ha creado por habernos dado la tierra, el viento, el fuego, el agua.
For water is truly more valuable than gold,
Porque el agua vale más que el oro,
more valuable than oil.
más que el petróleo.
So despite what my friends on Wall Street might tell you, I mean, water is more valuable than gold because you cannot eat uranium, you cannot drink oil, you cannot breathe natural gas.
Entonces, a pesar de lo que digan en Wall Street, el agua sí vale más que el oro, porque no podemos beber el petróleo, no podemos beber el gas natural.
I was at a conference where Al Gore spoke, and he had an interesting version of the golden rule, and that is, do not do unto others downstream what you would not have others do to you upstream.
Entonces, ha escuchado una variación de la regla de oro, no hacerles a unos lo que no quiere que te hagan más abajo en el río.
So we are all downstream because water is a cycle. The rivers become the ocean that evaporates into the clouds that become the rivers again.
Estamos todos en la corriente porque el agua sube al cielo, se evapora y luego vuelve a bajar como la lluvia y entra otra vez al río.
So it's to take a genius to figure out that what we put into the air and water, we're putting into ourselves. Each of us has a body burden of 200 industrial chemicals.
Entonces todo lo que estamos poniendo en el aire y en el agua lo estamos metiendo también dentro de nuestro cuerpo y todos tenemos más de 200 químicos, productos químicos en el cuerpo.
These chemicals cause birth defects, they cause cancer, and they even affect generations to come.
Y estos productos químicos causan defectos de nacimiento, causan cáncer y además afectan las futuras generaciones.
We need to stop treating our waters like a cesspool.
Tenemos que dejar de tratar las aguas como si fueran un pozo negro.
So we have two major threats here in the state of New Jersey right now, and actually worldwide, but particularly here, and that is dealing with nuclear waste and dealing with the waste from fossil fuels, which is really what is the basis of climate change.
Entonces tenemos dos problemas y específicamente más aquí en el estado de New Jersey, que son los desechos nucleares y también las consecuencias de quemar los combustibles fósiles.
And to prove what was said earlier about when people stand up for justice, that we're undefeatable, hundreds of thousands of people petitioned the state of New York to stop dumping radioactive waste from a company called Holtec, based here in New Jersey, from the Indian Point Power Plant in New York on the Hudson. So they marched and stopped the disposal of radioactive waste into the waters there.
Entonces esto demuestra lo que estamos diciendo, que cuando las personas se juntan, que tienen el poder, que en New Jersey exigieron, en Nueva York exigieron que dejaran de tirar desechos nucleares del Indian Point, de la planta nuclear, y han dejado de tirar al agua esos desechos, porque la gente se unió y exigió que dejaran de hacer eso.
That same company, Holtec, based in Camden, wants to restart nuclear power here in New Jersey.
Y la misma empresa Holtec que está radicada en Camden quiere volver a usar, crear poder nuclear aquí en el estado de New Jersey otra vez.
But they have no plan to deal with the waste. Every nuclear power plant here in the United States is a nuclear waste Superfund site. We need to recognize that.
Pero no tienen ningún plan sobre qué es lo que van a hacer con los desechos nucleares. Todas las plantas nucleares en Estados Unidos son sitios que se llaman Superfund Cleanup, que se tienen que limpiar.
Another plan that's on board here from a company called Enbridge is to dramatically expand the natural gas frac pipeline here in the Northeast, starting in our mountains, the Ramapo Mountains, going to Massachusetts.
Y también hay un plan para ampliar el fracking, que es sacar el gas natural de la tierra, empezando aquí en New Jersey, en las montañas de Ramapo, hasta en Nueva Inglaterra.
Fracking, first of all pipelines leak. This is part of what happens. I mean, everything decays, so all pipelines leak. And then also in fracking, it makes the water so toxic that in many areas you can actually light it on fire.
Entonces todas las tuberías que se usan tienen salidas y luego el fracking es que hace el agua tan tóxico que no sirve para nada.
So we need to stop our water and have a ceasefire on the war that we're waging against water.
Entonces tenemos que llevar una guerra para dejar de intoxicar el agua.
So as they said at Standing Rock, Minnie Wachoni, water is life. We say in Muncie, Mbi and Bamasawakan, water is life.
El agua es vida.
So on behalf of the descendants of the original people of these lands, I thank you, Anashik. And as we say, this is why I'm in this movement, to take back the mic from extremists, raise our voices and votes, and make our power felt from the State House to the White House, to wake the sleeping giant, and to be a resurrection, not an insurrection. Anashik.
En nombre de mi gente estoy aquí para decir que tenemos que levantar nuestras voces, retomar el micrófono de los extremistas y conseguir lo que necesitamos con el voto. Sorry. I'm good. Thank you.
Oh man, good evening everyone. My name is Sherelle Snyder and I just want to start off by asking a question. What is lead?
What is what?
What is lead?
Estoy aquí, bueno, buenos días, estoy feliz de estar aquí y quiero empezar con una pregunta. ¿Qué es el plomo?
A metal, no different than iron. However, lead does the body harm and has no business in our bodies.
Es un metal que lo tenemos en el cuerpo, que nos daña el cuerpo y que no debería estar dentro de nuestros cuerpos.
Okay. Exposure to lead can seriously harm a child's health and cause well-documented well-documented adverse effects such as
Está muy documentado que el plomo a los niños les puede hacer muchísimo daño,
damage to the brain and nervous system,
daños al cerebro y al sistema nervioso,
slowed growth and development,
un desarrollo demasiado lento,
learning and behavior problems.
problemas de aprendizaje y de comportamiento.
This lead toxin is known to decrease a child's intelligent quotient.
Y se sabe que el plomo que hace que sea menos el cociente de inteligencia de los niños.
Any poison that can decrease a child's IQ should be deemed public enemy number 1 and dealt with swiftly.
Cualquier producto tóxico que puede reducir la inteligencia de un niño se tiene que declarar enemigo público número 1 y tenemos que lidiar con ello enseguida.
So tell me, why isn't it?
Entonces dígame, ¿por qué no estamos luchando contra esto?
I now know that in order to make the government act, the will of the people will have to rise up and display our power and make equality happen.
Para que actúe el gobierno, la gente se tiene que levantar. Tenemos que hacer que escuchen nuestras voces.
For any environmental justice communities to get any justice, any peace, we must come together, speak out, and speak up.
Para conseguir la justicia ambiental tenemos que juntarnos, tenemos que hablar, tenemos que levantar nuestras voces.
Speak out and speak up against environmental justice issues collectively as one.
Tenemos que hablar colectivamente como uno para lograr los mejoras ambientales.
This is the time for nonprofit organizations, businesses, academia, municipal government, faith-based organizations, and communities to be here ready to speak up against the burdens that environmental justice communities have to deal with day in and day out.
Ahora es el momento para que hablen todos los de la academia, las organizaciones sin fines de lucro, los gobiernos locales, todas las personas de la comunidad se tienen que juntar y hablar todos como uno.
The sustainability of our country's future and more importantly, our children's future depend on it.
El futuro de nuestro país y de nuestros niños dependen de ello.
For years, I was drinking and cooking with water that was coming from a corroding lead service line. Lead was leaching into the water, coming into our home, and this is the story of so many living in communities with very old housing and water infrastructure.
Durante años he bebido y cocinado con agua que venía de tuberías que tenían plomo y esta es la historia de todas las personas que viven en casas antiguas en este país.
Trenton is a town that dates back to the Revolutionary War days, with buildings still standing from the late 1700s.
Trenton data de los días de la guerra revolucionaria de los años 1700.
Trenton also has the highest percentage of elevated blood lead levels for children under 6 years of age.
Trenton también tiene el número más elevado de plomo para los niños que tienen menos de 6 años.
So today and every day, I advocate, I educate, and speak up about this dangerous legacy. Has it wherever I go.
Entonces hoy a cualquier sitio que voy yo enseño, hablo, abogo para que se cambie este problema.
So what do we all need to do?
Esto es lo que tenemos que hacer.
We need to adhere to the lessons of Miss Fannie Lou Hamer and stand up.
Tenemos que escuchar las lecciones de Fannie Lou Hamer, ponernos de pie.
We need to stand up to testing our children like the lead dictates at ages 1 and 2 for lead toxins in their body.
Tenemos que decir que hagan las pruebas para nuestros hijos a las edades cuando se tienen que hacer para ver si tienen niveles elevados de plomo en el cuerpo.
Stand up to eliminate the exposure of lead in our communities through pre-dated 1978 homes with chipping, peeling, lead paint.
Tenemos que exigir que se limpie el plomo de nuestras casas que tienen pintura y tuberías que tienen plomo.
Stand up to remove the lead service line that service and pollute our water.
Tenemos que exigir que saquen todas las tuberías con plomo que contaminan nuestra agua.
We got to stand up to increase access to affordable health care for our families.
Tenemos que exigir servicios médicos asequibles para nuestras familias.
Stand up to secure environmental justice anywhere and everywhere to create equity for low-income Black and brown communities across these United States.
Tenemos que exigir justicia ambiental para todas las comunidades negras y morenas de color en este país.
Forward together. Amen.
Para adelante juntos todos y los más preparados.
One last thing, and this is why I'm in this movement, to take back the mic from extremists, raise our voices and votes, and make our power felt from the State House to the White House, to make the sleeping giant, and to be a resurrection, not an insurrection. Thank you.
Y por eso estoy en este movimiento para despertar al movimiento para hacer una resurrección, no una insurrección.
I'm here to tell a story about corruption and greed and how power can take away the voice of even the righteous.
Estoy aquí para contar una historia sobre la avaricia y para explicar cómo el poder puede sacarnos todo lo que tenemos a los demás.
My name is Carol Tansey, and I'm a registered nurse and a member of the USW Local 4200. Our 1,700 members.
Soy enfermera y soy miembro de un sindicato local.
Our 1,700 members in complete solidarity voted for an unfair labor practice strike last August 4th. Our demand was simple and straightforward.
La membresía votó el año pasado para hacer una huelga y teníamos exigencias claras y directas.
Give us the appropriate amount of nurses so we can safely take care of our patients. Stop short-staffing the hospitals. Stop asking us to do more with less. People's lives depend on it.
Que nos den bastantes enfermeras para cuidar a nuestros pacientes, que nos den los recursos que necesitamos para poder salvar las vidas de las personas.
Patients and families deserve excellent care. How can anyone object to making sure that nurses are only assigned a number of patients that is reasonable to care for?
Los pacientes y sus familias necesitan y tienen el derecho a recibir un cuidado adecuado y cómo pueden darnos menos recursos de los que necesitamos para poder hacer nuestro trabajo.
10 to 15 patients in the ER is ridiculous. Who would want their nurse to be overworked and burnt out? There's only one answer.
Es imposible cuidar a 10 a 15 personas en la sala de urgencias. ¿Quién quiere que las enfermeras tengan que cuidar a tanta gente al mismo tiempo?
Someone who would stand to profit.
Alguien que ganaría dinero con esto.
What we
Los
discovered
ricos y los ávaros.
was our not-for-profit hospital was indeed enjoying huge profits and paying the CEO of the Robert Wood Johnson Monopoly Healthcare System $20 million a year. That's $50,000 a day.
Lo que encontramos era que nuestro hospital, que se suponía que no operaba con fines de lucro, sí estaba ganando millones de dólares al año y que el director del hospital estaba ganando todos los días mucho dinero.
We also discovered that Governor Murphy was not interested in supporting us because of relationships between the executives at the hospital and our New Jersey government.
Porque también encontramos que el gobierno de New Jersey no tenía interés en apoyarnos porque tenía relaciones de negocios con las personas, los dirigentes del hospital.
Governor Murphy's ex-chief of staff now enjoys a lucrative position as the executive vice president and chief external affairs policy officer of Robert Wood Johnson.
Un ex oficial del gobierno de Murphy ahora tiene un trabajo donde gana mucho dinero trabajando para este mismo hospital.
What does that even mean?
¿Qué quiere decir eso?
Is it a coincidence? Probably not. The hospital seems to have plenty of money, just not willing to pay for more staff.
No es una coincidencia, el hospital tiene mucho dinero pero no está dispuesto a pagar para contratar a más enfermeros.
Union busting tactics were in full swing. Intimidation, harassment, injunctions, all attempts to silence our voices.
Usaron todos los métodos conocidos para intentar silenciar las voces del movimiento laboral en nuestro hospital.
We turned our anger and frustration into getting legislation for safe staffing ratios passed. It has been stalled in the government, in our New Jersey government, for 20 years.
Utilizamos nuestro enfado y nuestros esfuerzos para intentar que se aprobaran leyes para incrementar los números de enfermeros en los hospitales.
Hospitals and all of the special interests who make so much money off of hospital systems are not willing to let this legislation pass. They are boldly choosing large profits over patients' lives.
La legislación no se ha aprobado, llevamos 20 años esperando porque los hospitales están más interesados en ganar más dinero que en contratar a la gente necesaria para salvar las vidas de los pacientes.
1 month into this contentious strike, we went from being healthcare heroes and frontline COVID workers to unemployed and without health insurance. The hospital, in a particularly cruel move, ended our healthcare coverage.
En un mes nos echaron y el hospital no solamente nos echó, sino que nos quitó el seguro médico.
Which brings up another glaring failure of our government. Why is healthcare tied to employment?
Entonces, ¿por qué en este país solamente tienes seguro médico si tienes trabajo?
Doesn't everyone deserve quality, affordable health care in the richest country in the world? And how is it that the hospital felt so justified removing our benefits? Governor Murphy didn't care either.
Todo el mundo en este país no tiene derecho a tener seguros médicos y cómo fue que el hospital se sentía justificado sacándonos el seguro médico y el gobierno también se sentía justificado.
It's all about the power dynamic. Power corrupts. Nurses are supposed to care for everyone, but who cares for us? Not administrators, not executives, and not the government. That was made abundantly clear to us.
Tiene que ver con el poder, con la dinámica del poder. Las enfermeras cuidan de todo el mundo, pero nadie se preocupa por las enfermeras.
What we did discover is that our community cares, and our community came out with so much love and support for us.
Lo que sí descubrimos es que la comunidad sí se preocupa y sí nos apoya.
And we realized that this community that we always embraced was there for us as well.
Y nos dimos cuenta que la comunidad que estaba ahí para nosotros también.
When we needed them the most.
Cuando los necesitábamos.
We must never forget that our greatest strength is our solidarity, and that when we all stand together and fight, we can win. Our unified voices are powerful, and our collective spirit will change the world.
No podemos olvidar que nuestro poder es nuestra solidaridad, y si luchamos todos juntos, que sí vamos a poder cambiar el mundo.
And this is why I am in this movement, to take back the mic from extremists, raise our voices and our votes, and make our power felt from the State House to the White House, to wake a sleeping giant, and to be a resurrection, not an insurrection. I will never stop fighting.
Y es por eso que soy parte de este movimiento, para despertar durante el mente y para hacer una resurrección, no una insurrección.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Buenas tardes.
I'm Seth Copperdale, me llamo Seth Copperdale y yo soy un pastor en Highland Park, a pastor in Highland Park, pero yo necesito ayuda. I can speak a little Spanish, but I don't dare to do it up here.
Te hablo un poco de español, pero no me atrevo.
Once upon a time in the first century, there was this great Poor People's Campaign speech that was given on a hill in Galilee.
Érase una vez en el primer siglo un discurso que se dio en una colina en Galileo.
It wasn't the first Poor People's Campaign speech because Prophet Amos had done one and Hosea, a whole bunch of folks have done them throughout time.
No era el primer discurso para la gente pobre porque había muchos profetas que ya los habían dado antes.
But I gotta say, I'm pretty moved by the one by this Jesus of Nazareth.
pero fue bastante impresionante el discurso de Jesús.
He was telling the people that the world would be turned upside down as God's new day gathered steam.
Entonces le dijo a la gente que el mundo se iba a volcar cuando el plan de Dios que se pusiera en marcha.
And he was telling everyone, poor and rich alike, that it was a shared duty to help those new priorities be realized.
Y les estaba diciendo a todos, a los pobres y los ricos por igual, que tenían una responsabilidad compartida de ayudar a todo el mundo.
Blessed are those who've had the spirit beaten out of them. That's what poor in spirit means. The spirit beaten out of them. Theirs is the kingdom of God that's coming down to earth right now.
Benditos sean los que les han abatido, que ahora el reino de Dios que va a llegar para ellos.
We want you whole again now in your being in community. This isn't something for the future, it's now.
Eso lo queremos ahora en esta comunidad, no es nada para el futuro, es para ahora.
Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted in this new kingdom. We really want you to be able to express your pain.
Benditos sean los que están de lutos, queremos que expresen su dolor.
And we want you to move through grief to strength and to start anew.
Queremos que expresen su dolor y que empiecen de nuevo.
And then the third moment in that speech was, blessed are the meek, they shall inherit the earth.
Y luego dijo que benditos los tímidos, que eran ellos que iban a heredar el mundo.
It's not being comforted with pie in the sky after you die, no heavenly mansions, it's the earth, it's stuff right now.
No es una mansión en el cielo, es lo que está pasando aquí en la tierra, es lo que está pasando ahora.
You deserve to share the abundance of this harvest.
Que merecen compartir la abundancia de esta cosecha.
Today our speaker has emphasized that it's time for the last to be first and for the world to be turned upside down.
Que ahora es el momento para que los últimos sean los primeros y que el mundo se vuelva.
And I just want to take a moment to connect the state and national struggles to the issue of poverty the world over, because they're all tied together.
Y quiero conectar la lucha estatal y nacional con la pobreza porque todo está relacionado.
It was mentioned earlier, this effort to divide black from white in the civil rights movement, and that poor, white, and black needed to come together. But we need to think about this more globally, because this is going to be a divisive issue come November, trying to polarize immigrants against everyone else.
Se ha mencionado antes que en la campaña para los derechos civiles que intentaron separar los blancos de los negros, pero que todos tenemos que trabajar juntos, y ahora en noviembre que esto va a ser muy importante porque van a intentar separar los inmigrantes de los demás.
As a pastor who also runs an immigration and refugee program in 15 counties in New Jersey, I want to highlight today that those who are coming to our shores and across our borders and into New Jersey are recipients too of the promise of that Poor People's Campaign speech.
Como pastor que lleva programas en 15 condados en el estado para inmigrantes, quiero enfatizar que la gente inmigrante también tiene que ser beneficiarios de la campaña para la gente pobre.
Blessed are you immigrants whose spirits were beaten out of you because your countries were turned upside down by market forces and militarism.
Benditos sean los inmigrantes que han salido de su país porque han tenido que huir del militarismo y de la falta de posibilidades económicas.
Market forces and militarism inflicted by the global north and global west, and upon the same ones who are inflicting pain upon the poor in this country.
Es el militarismo y la gente que quiera la pobreza es Occidente y son los países ricos que crean estos problemas para todo el mundo.
And blessed are the more than 30,000, nobody's talking about this, here in New Jersey who've arrived this year from Haiti, Venezuela, Ukraine, Afghanistan, Ecuador, Peru, Colombia, Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala, Salvador. Yours is the kingdom of God in this New Jersey manifestation.
Benditos los más de 30,000 de inmigrantes que han llegado a New Jersey de todos los países que ha nombrado el pastor, que han llegado este año a este estado.
And blessed are you immigrants who come in total meekness without a pay stub or a credit line or a dollar in your pocket.
Y benditos sean los inmigrantes que llegan sin nada, sin una nómina, sin ningún dinero en el bolsillo.
Not only can't you inherit the earth, you even have a hard time being approved to rent a little room where you can lay your head.
No solamente no pueden heredar la tierra, sino que van a tener problemas para ser aprobados para alquilar, aunque sea una sola habitación.
We will push for the alleviation of your suffering as we push for all poor people's suffering.
Vamos a trabajar para aliviar el sufrimiento como trabajamos para aliviar el sufrimiento de todo el mundo que no tiene nada.
And blessed are you, immigrants, New Jersey, when you join La Lucha with other people, other poor people here.
Y benditos sean los inmigrantes aquí de New Jersey cuando se juntan con la lucha de toda la gente pobre.
Blessed are you as you see poverty here and everywhere is intrinsically linked, even as hope and opportunity are as well.
Benditos sean cuando ven que la pobreza se encuentra en todo y que está relacionado con todo.
Thank you.
Gracias.
This is why I'm in this movement to take back the mic from extremists and raise our voices and votes and make our power felt from the State House to the White House to wake the sleeping giant and to be a resurrection, not an insurrection.
Es por esto que estoy parte de este movimiento para romper el micrófono a la extremista, para hacer una resurrección o una insurrección.
So next we're going to have a few more speakers, and then we'll hear some more music, and then hear from some of our partner organizations that are helping us out. So, lost my sheet.
Vamos a tener varios hablantes más y un poco más de música y luego vamos a escuchar de las organizaciones que nos han ayudado.
Up next we have Erica, Luis, Cesar, and Linda. And Reverend Gloria will be our final case leader. All the speakers should come up.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Buenas tardes.
We are here to push our government and the private sector. We are here for clean communities. We are here for clean air. We are here for clean water. We are here with the push for adequate, equitable health care and livable wages. My name is Erica Beverett. As a Black mother of two, I am in the everyday fight for safe and affordable housing. You see, affordable housing for me is in close proximity to the New Jersey Turnpike. And with that, I'm served with dirty air.
Estamos aquí para exigir de nuestro gobierno vivienda asequible y limpia y donde se puede vivir. Yo vivo al lado, dice la señora, vivo al lado del Turnpike en New Jersey, entonces yo lo que respiro todos los días es aire contaminado.
And my two children, they require treatment for asthmatic symptoms.
Y mis dos hijos necesitan tratamiento porque tienen asma.
Particulate matter, soot, has been the great source of why my children are sick.
Las partículas que vienen del aire contaminado es la razón que mis hijos están enfermos.
Countless trips to the doctor, nights in the hospital,
Viajes al médico, noches pasados en el hospital.
and having to push for adequate care is my story.
Y siempre tener que luchar para recibir cuidados adecuados. Esa es mi historia.
Our New Jersey water is tainted with toxins like PFAS.
El agua aquí en New Jersey está contaminada de productos tóxicos.
It is running through our bodies.
Es lo que tenemos en el cuerpo.
Toxic PFAS is causing skin disorders.
Los productos tóxicos están causando problemas con la piel.
Hypersensitivity,
hipersensibilidad,
and allergic reactions,
reacciones alérgicas,
and it is killing us.
Y nos está matando.
It is causing countless health issues.
Está causando problemas de la salud sin número.
For myself, my children, my friends, and my family.
para mí, para mis hijos, para mis amigos, para mi familia.
Thyroid issues,
Problemas de tiroides,
diabetes,
diabetes,
lupus,
lupus,
cancer,
cáncer,
they are killing us.
nos están matando.
From the water that we bathe in,
Desde el agua en que nos bañamos
to the air that we breathe,
hasta el aire que respiramos,
the snowball effect into poverty for countless families like us.
el efecto se ha convertido en la pobreza para muchas familias como nosotros.
You are killing us.
Nos están matando.
We have spent $5 billion in treatment, which burdens families like us.
Hemos gastado $5 millones en tratamientos, que eso es algo que oprime a las familias como nosotros.
We have 9.6 million children suffering from eczema, which will be the onset of asthma, and it is killing us.
Tenemos 9,6 millones de niños que están luchando contra el eczema, que es el principio del asma, y eso nos está matando.
It's through my work with 2 Black-led organizations
Es a través de mi trabajo con dos organizaciones lideradas por personas negras.
Parents Engaging Parents of Newark, New Jersey. Engaging
Parents
Parents.
Engaging Parents, que está en el norte de New Jersey.
And Social Responsibility Through Me in Camden, New Jersey.
Y en Camden, New Jersey, Social Responsibility Through Me.
That I continue to fight for parents and our youth.
Es a través de estas organizaciones que yo sigo luchando para los padres y sus hijos.
Black, Latina, Brown, Native American, and poor to advocate and activate for equitable and healthy communities for us.
Para la gente negra, la gente morena, la gente indígena, la gente pobre, para luchar para conseguir comunidades saludables para nosotros.
Environmental injustices impact health and the economy, and we are urging affected communities to vote for change.
Las injusticias ambientales afectan las comunidades y la salud, y estamos pidiendo a la gente que salga a votar para efectuar un cambio.
And this is why I'm in this movement, to take back the mic from extremists, raise our voices and votes, and make our power felt from the State House to the White House.
Para levantar nuestras voces de los gobiernos estatales a la Casa Blanca.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Buenas tardes.
I am here today recognizing an organization called Eastern Service Workers Association.
Estoy aquí hoy para representar a Eastern Service Workers Association.
This organization is built on workers that work in 2 and 3 jobs to make ends meet.
Esta organización se basa en los trabajadores que tienen 2 y 3 trabajos para ganar bastante dinero para vivir.
I'm going to tell you a little bit why I'm here,
Les voy a
and I'm
contar
a
por qué
part
estoy
of this
aquí
organization,
y porque soy parte de esta organización.
because I definitely know what poverty is.
Porque yo sé lo que es la pobreza.
I worked it for the state and got hurt.
Trabajaba para el Estado y me lesioné.
I have asthma and came to New Jersey, and now I got COPD with it.
Tengo asma y luego vine a New Jersey y ahora tengo COPD, es una obstrucción pulmonar.
They was going to turn off my electricity,
Me iban a apagar la luz
which I use oxygen
que
to breathe.
necesito para tener
at times.
oxígeno, para respirar.
So that means my life was in danger.
Entonces eso puso en peligro mi vida.
Eastern Service Workers was the only organization that comes out door to door in the community to know the needs of the people and the ones.
Esta es la única organización que va de puerta en puerta para hablar con los miembros de la comunidad para saber cuáles son sus necesidades.
They helped me calling and getting them not to turn my electricity off.
Me ayudaron a que no me acabaron la ley.
So ever since that day, I became a part of organization where workers and retired people come together as one to have a voice.
Desde ese día entonces yo he sido miembro de esta organización donde la gente pobre y la gente jubilada se juntan para trabajar juntos como uno.
This organization of workers are built on a voice. I like to say the only way we're going to have a voice is we come together. There's no such thing as black and white. Poverty do not discriminate among nobody in the United States.
Esta organización está construida sobre la voz de todos. No hay tal cosa como blanco y negro. La pobreza no distingue entre la gente.
So we come together to end poverty or try to end poverty because we do have a voice. We are the people. Okay?
Entonces nos juntamos para acabar con la pobreza porque sí tenemos voz, porque nosotros sí somos la gente.
So please, talk to us. We're here today to find out how it works. And if we don't go out in the community to know the needs and the wants and what people are going through, then we cannot say that we came together. We must come together by a voice. Thank you.
Tenemos que trabajar todos juntos. Tenemos que salir a la comunidad para saber qué es lo que necesita la gente.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yo quiero que usted me diga, yo lo voy a hacer en español porque...
¿Usted va a hablar español? ¿Yo hablo inglés? Okay, we're going to switch it.
Como sabemos, este día es muy importante para toda la comunidad, todo el país, por decirlo así, ¿verdad?
So we know that today is a very important day for the community and indeed for the entire country.
Sabemos que esta nación, yo no puedo entender por qué hay tanta pobreza en toda esta nación.
Can't understand why there's so much poverty in this nation.
Y como sabemos, entonces, si nosotros estamos aquí por esa buena causa,
And so we're here today to promote this good cause.
para luchar como los antepasados, como Martin Luther King, que luchó por toda la justicia.
To keep fighting like the people who came before us, like Martin Luther King.
Entonces, pues, si nosotros vamos a continuar con esta lucha, pues es para todos igual, que todo sea igual.
So we're going to continue with this good fight that it's for everyone to be equal.
Las pocas palabras que yo tengo que decir, pero que quieren decir mucho sobre toda la pobreza.
So I don't have many words to say, but what I want to say is about poverty.
So, eso es lo más importante de este día, que a mí todos, yo creo que nos sentimos en un solo sentir.
So the most important thing for me today is that we've all come together and we're all feeling a common sentiment.
Y bueno, pues continuaremos con esta lucha hasta que se logre todo el propósito por el que estamos en este día.
And so we'll continue with the good fight until we get what we're fighting for.
También igual lo mismo, porque venimos de la pobreza y estamos aquí sufriendo todo esto, que ya, como todos sabemos, ¿verdad? En estos campos.
So my comrade is going to say another couple words because we're all living in the same situation of poverty.
Pocas palabras también.
Just a few words.
Y todo el mundo no tiene trabajo y yo no tengo trabajo, yo me quedo en la iglesia a veces me quedo afuera y si no voy a la iglesia, no hay comida, no tengo dinero y no tengo casa me quedo afuera y todo el mundo, no solo yo, y no sé qué está pasando ese año.
So I don't have a job. Sometimes I sleep outside. Sometimes I go to the church. Sometimes I don't have food. It's not just me, it's other people like me.
Sí, es todo que yo no tengo casa, no tengo ni vivir.
I don't have a
tengo
house. I
trabajo.
don't have anywhere to live. I don't have work.
Pero mucha gente no tiene trabajo, mucho de medio grande no tiene trabajo, vive en la calle y todo.
But there's a lot of people like me. They don't have work. They live in the street.
Pero ya tiene un año que no trabajo, no tengo casa, no tengo de vivir.
I haven't had a job. I haven't had a place to live in a year.
A veces me quedo en la iglesia de Highland Park, a veces me quedo hasta mi primo, mi hermano, así más.
Sometimes I stay in the church. Sometimes I stay with my brother.
Y eso es todo que lo voy a contar, que ya no tengo trabajo, no tengo de vivir, pero a veces no sale uno, sale un día, 2 días de allí, pero no sale para la renta.
And that's all I wanted to say. I don't have a place to live, and there's not enough money to pay the rent.
Eso es todo que lo voy a contar, que no tengo más palabras que ya. Muchas gracias.
That's all I wanted to say. I don't have any more words.
Thank you.
My name is Pastor Gloria Jones Surya, and I am a member of the New Jersey chapter of the Orthodox.
Es la pastora Gloria y es miembro de la campaña de New Jersey para la gente pobre.
And the pastor of this great church isn't going to let me forget what I'm about to say next. Because I chided him a little for all the craziness I had to go through to get here. I live alone. I'm blind as a post. I don't drive. I've never been to Trenton before in my life. I'm used to passing through Trenton on a train on my way from Washington. I only moved back here 2 years ago on my way from Maryland or somewhere. But for this amazing, amazing event, it's been more than worth it. God bless you.
Lo ha pasado fatal para llegar aquí, nunca ha estado en Trenton antes, no conduce, pero dice que ha merecido la pena venir aquí para este maravilloso evento que hemos tenido hoy.
And why are we here?
¿Y por qué estamos aquí?
Because we need to remind our leaders why they are in power.
Porque tenemos que recordarles a nuestros dirigentes y por qué están ellos en el poder.
I don't know what they're drinking, but the spirit of delusion is absolutely unimaginable.
No sé lo que están tomando o fumando, pero la forma en que ven las cosas no se pueden imaginar.
They are under the crazy preface that the government belongs to them.
Es una locura, pero se creen que el gobierno es de ellos.
Either they have a terrible education, or they're just plain trifling and unwilling to do what they're supposed to do. You see, I'm a product of the New Jersey education system back when they had a good one.
Yo soy producto del sistema educativo de New Jersey en el pasado, cuando era bueno.
I'm an octogenarian, y'all. That's not a curse word. It means I'm 86.
tiene 86 años.
But I was the first blind person ever to be afforded a public school education, 12 years of one, because my mother, the incredible late Lillian Perry Jones, told the New Jersey State Board of Education, you will not send my blind daughter to a school for the blind. She doesn't need to learn to be blind.
La primera persona ciega que recibió una educación pública aquí en el estado de New Jersey, porque mi madre les dijo al estado que mi hija no necesita ir a una escuela para la gente ciega, ya sabe ser ciega.
I mean, just look at her, that's going to come naturally. What she needs to learn to do is get up and keep trying when a sighted world runs over her, because they will. And she can only learn that among sighted people.
Entonces su madre dijo que no necesitaba ir a una escuela para la gente ciega porque ella tenía que aprender a luchar y vivir en un mundo de gente con vista, y eso lo podía aprender entre la gente que podía ver.
What happened? New Jersey got together. I didn't start kindergarten until I was 8. But as the first blind person ever to be allowed 12 years of a public education, it was hard. I had to learn to type in kindergarten. My teachers didn't know Braille.
No empezó hasta los 8 años, pero fui la primera persona sin vista que recibió 12 años de educación pública en el estado de New Jersey.
But it taught me to meet the world halfway, and to not expect people to burp me and wipe my nose and do all of these things for me. You can always do something for yourself. Amen. And that's what it taught me. I became a social justice advocate when they threw Emmett Till in the Mississippi River after beating him beyond recognition. I was a sophomore at Barringer High School at that time. The only kid in that school, the only blind kid there, when that school was one of the most academically pronounced schools in the Newark jurisdiction. That's where I'm from. I'm from Newark, New Jersey. I lived away for 5 decades, but now I'm back to stay. What?
Ella se educó aquí en el estado de New Jersey y lo que aprendió fue a valerse por sí misma, no esperar que le hicieran todas las cosas, porque ella aprendió a luchar y se fue de New Jersey, estuvo fuera varios años y ahora ella es del norte de New Jersey y ha vuelto al estado.
What happened? Something happened. I've never been so disheartened as when I moved back here to stay 2 years ago and found out that New Jersey had become a shameless, sinful citadel of equal justice non-compliance.
Entonces dice qué es lo que ha pasado cuando volvió a New Jersey, entonces vio que el estado se había convertido en un sitio donde no había justicia social.
The Americans with Disabilities Act is the magnum opus in terms of civil rights protection for those of us who have disabilities.
Las leyes de protección para la gente con discapacidades es una de las obras maestras para defender los derechos de las personas con discapacidades.
It was legislated into law by the U.S. Department of Justice, Civil Rights Division, Disability Rights Office in July of 1990.
En julio de 1990 fue cuando se aprobó esa ley.
I've been back here 2 years, and because the New Jersey Commission for the Blind is now the New Jersey Commission of the Helpless, because they do not comply with the law, neither does Disability Rights of New Jersey. And so at this point, there are 2 hills that dominate my life. I am a fully ordained pastor. I dodged taking a church because there are 2 hills that dominate my life, Calvary and Capitol. And I can't take a church if somebody from the Capitol Hill summons me and I have to go do something. That's the relationship. I've been in social justice ever since I got my first award from Roy Wilkins was alive then, and I was a member of the Youth Council of the NAACP. I don't belong to them now because they're not doing anything except living on their name. We need people who are willing to step up, show up, and join us in this fight that we are not going to lose.
Entonces, el Estado de New Jersey no defiende los derechos de las personas discapacitadas. Ella es pastora, pero no puede tener una iglesia porque no hay nadie que luche por los derechos de la gente que necesita ayuda para desempeñarse.
And we're here to remind our leaders, we're here to be the antidote to two maladies that they have in abundance. One is situational amnesia.
Entonces estamos aquí para recordarles a nuestros dirigentes que tienen problemas. Uno de ellos es que tienen una amnesia situacional.
They take the oath of office and then immediately forget how to perform it.
Sí, entonces asumen el cargo y luego enseguida se olvidan de cómo tienen que ejecutar su cargo.
Then what happens is that our rights are denied while they live in comfort on the salaries we pay them to put us under the circumstances.
Y luego nos niegan nuestros derechos mientras viven holgadamente con los salarios que nosotros les pagamos.
Somebody's hurting our people. Our leaders are hurting our people. And it's gone on far too long.
Están haciendo daño a nuestra gente, nuestros dirigentes están haciendo daño a nuestra gente y hace demasiado tiempo que está ocurriendo esto.
I remember an immortal document, and those promises belong to you. It said this: we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, among which are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Se han olvidado de nuestra Constitución que dice que todos somos creados igual, que todos tenemos los mismos derechos, que todos tenemos el derecho a la libertad y la felicidad.
Those rights belong to you, beloved, and because they belong to you, we're not going to take one step back. We're going to go forward together. We're going to speak up, show up, stand up. We're going to not only be a resurrection, we're going to be inclusion, empowerment, and invincible. God bless you.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging out this long.
Gracias a todo el mundo por haberse quedado tanto tiempo.
I'm here today representing the over 100,000 union members of the New Jersey Industrial Council.
Estoy aquí como representante de los más de 100,000 miembros del sindicato de New Jersey.
Which one? New Jersey Industrial Council.
Es el Consejo Industrial de New Jersey.
I first got involved in the fight to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour when I was a young organizer. Well, now I'm old.
Cuando era una organizadora joven, entré en la lucha para subir el sueldo mínimo en New Jersey a $15 por hora.
It took us 30 years, but we finally got there. The minimum wage is now $15.13 in New Jersey.
Nos lleva 30 años, pero por fin llegamos. Ahora el sueldo mínimo en New Jersey son $15.13 por hora.
Our legislators are really busy patting themselves on the back, saying, poverty solved.
Los legisladores están encantados con sí mismos, diciendo que ya no hay pobreza aquí en el estado de New Jersey.
$15 an hour would be something to celebrate if we didn't have a cost of living in New Jersey that was 13% higher than the rest of the country.
Se podría celebrar esos $15 por hora si en New Jersey no tuviéramos un costo de vida que es el 13% más que en el resto del país.
The cost of housing alone is 31% higher than in the rest of the U.S. And so really, a living wage needs to be between $30 and $35 an hour.
El costo de la vivienda cuesta 30% más que en el resto del país, entonces realmente para poder vivir tendríamos que ganar entre 30 y 35 dólares por hora.
Believe me, our politicians know this. In countless meetings that I've had with politicians on a living wage, they know that New Jersey is one of the most expensive states to live in the United States.
Nuestros políticos saben eso, saben que el estado de New Jersey es uno de los estados más caros para vivir en todo el país.
A $15 an hour minimum wage only guarantees that people have to work 2 jobs to be able to survive in this state.
Un sueldo mínimo de 15 dólares por hora lo único que asegura es que la gente tenga que trabajar 2 trabajos para poder vivir en este estado.
And not everyone in the state even makes $15 an hour. We've excluded agricultural workers, seasonal workers, and tipped workers who are now making less and are one emergency away from a disaster.
Y no todo el mundo en el estado gana los 15 dólares, la gente que trabaja en la agricultura, la gente que trabaja a base de propinas, no ganan bastante, están al lado, bueno, siempre casi al lado del desastre.
New Jersey has 5 billionaires with a combined wealth of over $21 billion.
En New Jersey hay 5 billonarios con B que tienen más de 5 billones de dólares entre ellos.
Instituting higher taxes on the wealthy would enable us to build more affordable housing, expand eligibility for Medicare, increase funding for our public schools, and clean up toxic waste sites.
Si los ricos pagaran más impuestos, tendríamos dinero para limpiar los sitios donde hay productos tóxicos, para tener vivienda asequible, para tener educación, para tener servicios médicos para todo el mundo.
But every time legislation has been introduced at the State House, it goes nowhere. And that's why we need to organize and mobilize people to vote.
Pero cada vez que intentan hacer proyectos de ley, eso no va a ninguna parte. Por eso la gente se tiene que juntar, trabajar juntos, movilizarse y salir a votar.
If the politicians won't listen to the people, we can vote them out.
Si los políticos no quieren escuchar al pueblo, el pueblo puede votar para que se vayan.
Today I want to pay homage to one of my labor heroes, an immigrant woman who was known to workers by Mother Jones.
Hoy quiero honrar a una dirigente laboral que es conocida por el nombre Mother Jones.
She worked in factories most of her life, and during a yellow fever epidemic, all 4 of her daughters and her husband died because they couldn't afford medical care.
Trabajó casi toda su vida en fábrica y cuando hubo una epidemia de la fiebre amarilla perdió a sus 4 hijos y a su marido porque no podían pagar seguro médico, no podían conseguir servicios médicos.
This amazing woman who lost her entire family went on to organize workers for better living conditions and for an end to child labor.
Esta mujer que perdió a toda su familia luchó para organizar a los trabajadores y para acabar con el trabajo que hacían para acabar con los niños que estaban trabajando.
She knew that the power of organized people working together could win against incredible odds.
Ella creía que el poder de la gente unida podía ganar aunque no hubiera mucha posibilidad.
And as she famously said, pray for the dead and fight like hell for the living.
Y como dijo ella, hay que rezar para los muertos, pero hay que luchar para los que siguen vivos.
This is why I'm in the movement, to take back the mic from the extremists, raise our votes and our voices, to make our power felt from the State House to the White House, to wake the sleeping giant of poor and low-wage workers, and to be a resurrection, not an insurrection. Forward together.
Por eso estoy en este movimiento, para hacer una resurrección o una insurrección y que nos escuchen desde los estados hasta la Casa Blanca.
My name is Tina Weisshaus, and I'm here
representing Divest, New Jersey. I am here with you to take back the mic from the extremists and the fascists and to march on the State House to the White House until we get our agenda passed.
Estoy aquí para retomar el micrófono de los extremistas y de los fascistas y que nos escuchen desde el Estado a la Casa Blanca.
I have been inspired by the stories that I've heard today and of the pain that people shared, and it makes me want to fight much harder.
Para mí las historias que he escuchado hoy y el dolor que han compartido las personas que han hablado son una inspiración y me hacen querer luchar mucho más.
Divest New Jersey is a statewide campaign to get fossil fuels out of New Jersey's state pension fund.
Divest New Jersey, mi organización, está luchando para sacar los fondos generados por las empresas de los combustibles fósiles para que ese dinero no financie las pensiones del estado de New Jersey.
We demand that our government stop using our tax dollars and member contributions to invest in fossil fuels, that is oil, gas, and coal companies that are burning up our pension, our people, and our planet.
Exigimos que el gobierno deje de usar nuestro dinero para financiar las empresas de los combustibles fósiles, el petróleo, el oil,
coal and gas.
El carbón y el gas natural.
We demand an immediate end to the use of fossil fuels because they have created an existential threat to humanity.
Exigimos que se dejen ya de usar los combustibles fósiles porque están creando una amenaza existencial para toda la humanidad.
And we call for an investment instead in a livable future for all.
Y lo que queremos es una inversión en un futuro vivible para todo el mundo.
Fossil fuel companies profiting off the destruction of the earth and sacrificing poor people in their quest for unlimited wealth is immoral.
Es inmoral que estas empresas de combustibles fósiles que estén sacrificando el futuro de la humanidad para ganar más dinero.
Divest New Jersey is proud to stand with the Poor People's Campaign in calling for a national moral revival to address the systemic violence that some of us confront every single day.
Estamos orgullosos de participar en esta campaña para un renacimiento moral, para luchar contra lo que están haciendo estas empresas.
We strongly believe in creating a multiracial, multi-class, and multi-issue coalition which can build its own power to address the immorality of poverty, racism, all discriminations, ecological devastation, and war.
Creemos en la construcción de una coalición a través de las razas, a través de todos los niveles sociales, para luchar contra esta destrucción que estamos viendo.
And we are here today to stand in solidarity and to be allies in this struggle for justice and to listen and learn from those who have been marginalized and who have suffered the most.
Estamos aquí para trabajar en solidaridad y para ser aliados en esta lucha para defender a los que más han sufrido.
We strongly believe that all of our issues and our interests are interconnected and that when acting together, it is our movement that will wield the greatest power to defeat those who oppress us.
Creemos que los intereses de todos están interrelacionados y que si luchamos juntos vamos a poder derrotar a los que nos están oprimiendo.
May this moral revival build our spirit, our strength, and our unity to go forward against those extremists who profit from division and fear.
Que ese renacimiento moral que nos dé la fuerza para seguir adelante y para luchar contra esta gente que está sembrando el temor entre toda la población.
And thank you to the New Jersey Poor People's Campaign for your work, your commitment, and your vision.
Y gracias a la campaña de New Jersey para la gente pobre por su compromiso.
10 minutes, okay?
10 minutos.
10 minutes.
10 minutos.
Mary, please come. Good afternoon.
Buenas tardes.
My name is Larry Ham. I'm chairman of the People's Organization for Progress. And we are here today to give our wholehearted support to the National Poor People's Campaign.
Estamos aquí para apoyar a la campaña nacional para la gente pobre.
We support all the goals of the Poor People's Campaign. We support all the initiatives of the Poor People's Campaign.
Apoyamos todas sus metas y todas sus iniciativas.
Poverty is a sin.
La pobreza es un pecado.
Poverty is a curse.
La pobreza es una
And we
maldición.
have enough wealth in this country to eliminate poverty. So no one has to live in poverty.
Tenemos bastante riqueza en este país para eliminar toda la pobreza. Nadie tiene que vivir en la pobreza.
We have enough wealth in this world to eliminate poverty.
Tenemos bastante riqueza en este mundo para eliminar la pobreza.
We've heard today from all the speakers
Hemos escuchado hoy a todos los que han hablado,
who have given us the agenda.
que nos han dado su agenda.
They have given us the initiatives we should fight for.
Nos han dado las iniciativas por las que tenemos que luchar.
I feel that the task before us is how do we build the compelling power that we need to bring these initiatives and this agenda into being.
Entonces la tarea que tenemos ahora es identificar cómo podemos juntarnos para crear para estas iniciativas, para llevarlas adelante y para que se cumplan.
Despite what you see in the newspapers and what you see on television and in the movies,
A pesar de lo que se ve en los periódicos, en la televisión, en las películas,
the majority of Americans are not rich.
la mayoría de la gente americana no es rica.
The majority of Americans are poor.
La mayoría de los americanos son pobres.
In fact, I think it's more than 50%.
De
I
hecho,
think
yo
it's
creo que
more
son
like
más del
70%
50%, creo que son 70%.
of Americans are poor.
70% de los americanos que son pobres.
If all the poor people would just get together, no power could stop us.
Nadie nos podría parar.
If all the poor people would vote together, no power could stop us.
Si todos los pobres votaran juntos, nadie nos
If
podría
all the poor people would march together, no power could stop us.
Si todos los pobres marcharan juntos, nadie los podría parar.
The task before us is not just getting us together. The task is staying together, to stay together and become bigger and bigger and stronger and stronger.
La tarea que tenemos no es solamente juntarnos, sino mantenernos juntos para hacernos más y más grandes y más fuertes.
Because ultimately, what do we have to do, brothers and sisters?
Porque lo que tenemos que hacer, hermanos y hermanas,
we're building a movement not just to help the poor.
Es construir un movimiento no solamente para ayudar a los pobres,
and we're building a movement not just to eliminate poverty,
y estamos construyendo un movimiento no solamente para eliminar la pobreza,
we must build a movement to change an economic system that produces poverty.
Tenemos que construir un movimiento que cambia el sistema económico que crea la pobreza.
This is what Dr. King was trying to tell us at the end of his life.
Eso es lo que el reverendo Martin Luther King intentaba decirnos al final de su vida.
In his book, Where Do We Go From Here?
En su libro, ¿A dónde vamos desde ahora?
Chaos or Community? Dr. King said, we need a radical redistribution of power and wealth in America.
Necesitamos una redistribución radical en este país de la riqueza y del poder en este país.
Dr. King said we need, this is a quote, this is not Larry speaking, this is Dr. King speaking. Don't get mad at Larry.
Esto es lo que ha dicho el Dr. King, no soy yo, el que habla es el Dr. King.
Dr. King said, quote, we need a radical transformation of our socio-economic system.
Necesitamos una transformación radical del sistema socioeconómico en este país.
Shall I say the word? We must transform the capitalist system.
Tenemos que transformar el sistema capitalista.
I came into this world 70 years ago.
Entré en este mundo hace 70 años.
There are more people living in poverty today than there were 70 years ago.
Hay más gente ahora viviendo en la pobreza que hace 70 años.
We must build a system
Tenemos que construir un sistema
that shares the wealth which is produced collectively. It shares the wealth collectively.
que comparte la riqueza que se produce colectivamente, que se comparta colectivamente.
Not only at home, but also abroad.
No solamente aquí en casa, sino
Because
también en el
imperialism is impoverishing our brothers and sisters in the rest of the world.
Porque el imperialismo está dejando a todos nuestros hermanos en la pobreza en todo el mundo.
We must transform capitalism and imperialism.
Tenemos que transformar el capitalismo y el
If we
imperialismo.
have billions for war
Tenemos billones para librar guerras.
in Gaza, we should take that money and use it to eliminate poverty at home.
Deberíamos usar ese dinero para eliminar la pobreza aquí en casa.
We have a military budget
Tenemos un
that is
presupuesto
now
militar
almost $1 trillion.
que es casi $1 trillón de
Every
dólares
year,
todos los años.
$1 trillion for, not one time trillion, $1 trillion every year. If we have $1 trillion for military and war every year, we have $1 trillion to eliminate poverty at home and abroad.
Todos los años para las guerras. Si tenemos $1 trillón para las guerras, tenemos $1 trillón para eliminar la pobreza aquí en casa.
The challenge is to build a movement.
El reto es construir el movimiento.
The movement already exists.
El movimiento ya existe,
We just must make the movement stronger.
pero tenemos que hacer el movimiento más fuerte.
Because this is what Dr. King would want us to do.
Porque esto es lo que querría el
We
doctor
remember
King.
the Poor People's Movement of 1968.
Nos acordamos del movimiento de
Dr.
la
King
gente
was
pobre
on
del
his way to
68.
Washington, to Tent City, to support the Poor People's Campaign.
El doctor King iba a Washington para apoyar la campaña para la gente pobre.
And why did they assassinate Dr. King?
¿Por qué lo asesinaron?
They assassinated Dr. King because he opposed the war in Vietnam.
Lo asesinaron porque estaba en contra de la guerra
He
en
said that
Vietnam.
the money being spent on Vietnam
Dijo que el dinero
was
que se
taken
ganaba,
away from the war on poverty at home. That's what Martin Luther King said.
dijo que el dinero que se estaba en la guerra contra Vietnam, que era el dinero que se tenía que usar para la guerra contra la pobreza en este país.
And they assassinated him
Y lo asesinaron.
because he dared to speak out against the war in Vietnam.
Porque se atrevió a hablar contra la guerra en Vietnam.
And because of his fight against poverty
Y a causa de esta
and his
lucha
fight
contra la
against
pobreza
war,
y su lucha contra la
he
guerra,
went from being the most loved person in America to the most despised person in America.
fue de ser la persona más amada en Estados Unidos a ser la persona más odiada.
But is this not the cross that we must bear?
Pero esto no es el precio
Do
que
we
tenemos que
fight
pagar.
poverty because we want people to love us? We fight poverty because poverty is wrong and poverty is a sin, and that is why we fight poverty.
No luchamos contra la pobreza porque queremos que nos amen. Luchamos contra la pobreza porque es una cosa mala, porque es algo que se tiene que derrotar.
And the powers that be want to keep us divided.
Y la gente que está en el poder quiere mantenernos divididos.
They want us to see each other as the enemy.
Quieren que nos veamos uno a otro como el enemigo.
They want us to see immigrants as the enemy.
Quieren que veamos a los inmigrantes como el enemigo.
They want us to see black people as the enemy.
Quieren que veamos a los negros como
They want
enemigos.
us to see poor white people as the enemy.
Quieren que veamos
They
a la
want
gente
us
blanca
to see
pobre como
everybody as the enemy except the 1% that is running this system.
Quieren que veamos al enemigo a todos menos al 1% que son los que llevan este sistema.
We must unite
Tenemos que unirnos
and build this movement.
y construir este movimiento.
We're here in Trenton,
Aquí en Trenton,
literally 4 blocks away, 2 blocks from the State House, is one of the poorest communities in New Jersey. I mean, just drive up the street, you'll see poverty unlike anywhere else in the United States. It is a disgrace that the state capital has this kind of poverty feet away from its doorstep.
literalmente a 4 manzanas de aquí está el Capitolio, está al lado de una de las zonas más pobres de Estados Unidos y es una vergüenza que la capital de New Jersey tenga esta pobreza.
When Dr. King, and I'll sit down after this,
Ahora,
when Dr. King was assassinated, what did he say?
cuando asesinaron
He
a
said,
Dr.
I
King,
want to take the Negroes from the ghettos,
quiero sacar a los negros de los guetos,
the Latinos from the barrios,
sacar a los latinos de los barrios,
the Native Americans from the reservations,
sacar a los indígenas de las reservas,
the poor people from Appalachia.
sacar a los pobres de Apalachia.
And what did he say he was going to do with these
¿Y
people?
qué dijo que iba a hacer con esta gente?
Sing We Shall Overcome?
Cantar We Shall Overcome.
No.
No.
He said, I'm going to take 1 million people to Washington and we will shut it down until Washington passes an economic Bill of Rights.
Dijo que iba a llevar a 1 millón de personas a Washington y que íbamos a cerrar la ciudad hasta que el gobierno aprobara los derechos económicos para la gente.
Ultimately, we have to pick up where Dr. King left off.
Nosotros tenemos que...
These people are not going to eliminate poverty out of the goodness of their hearts. They will eliminate it when they have no choice because the masses of people have risen up and said enough is enough. That's when they will eliminate poverty.
Tenemos que retomar la lucha del Dr. King. Esta gente no va a eliminar la pobreza porque quieren. Van a eliminar la pobreza cuando el pueblo ha hablado, cuando el pueblo ha dicho que basta ya.
I don't know. Maybe I'm saying the wrong thing up here.
No sé si lo que estoy diciendo es equivocado.
But when I think of resurrection power, I think of Jesus. I heard Pastor Kaepernick talking. say, blessed are the powerful. Jesus didn't say, blessed are the famous. Jesus said, blessed are the poor. Jesus said, blessed are the meek. Jesus said, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the sons of God. That's the Jesus I know. That's the movement we have to build so that everybody can live and realize their full human potential. I can't look at these pictures from Gaza anymore. I can't look at the children blown apart in Gaza, in Ukraine, in all over the world, not just in those places. The world is aflame with war. Don't you see it? And now is the time that we have to come forward and fulfill our historical responsibility. It's a matter of life and death. So I love the poor people's movement. I love Reverend Barber. I love all of you. But my love is not enough. It's not enough. We have to break through these barriers that have been holding us back. They've been holding us back since 1968. Right. We have to build a movement to break through the dam of oppression. Break through the dam of repression. Break through the dam of poverty. Break through the dam. We need strength. We need the strength to love. That was the name of one of Dr. King's books. We need the strength. We have to fill up these pews. We have to fill up these streets. We have to make our love and our power manifest. And then that's not enough. We have to become strong enough to come back again and again and again and again until we achieve victory. Thank you very much. This is how it is.